So, gonna get started. So, guys, welcome to the weekly Elite Stronghold call. It is November 17th, and I'm really excited and honored that Robert and Melissa Hudgens and Mark Briggs asked me to speak and host tonight's call for Elite Stronghold. Just to introduce myself, my name is Dave Atkins. I am a happily married father of 3 little girls. I have 3 girls, ages 9, 6, 3 years old. I work full-time as a lieutenant with the state police. My wife works full-time as an elementary school teacher, and I've been with the state police for 16 years, and my wife's been a teacher for a little less time than I've been with the state police. But what we have, which all of you guys have, is a crazy, crazy, crazy busy life. But we have this opportunity in front of us to be Team Beachbody coaches. And I can tell you that, I love law enforcement, but my passion, my true passion is helping people and this business. And I'm just really honored. And Melissa and Robert and Mark, I don't know if you guys are on here. There's a bunch of people. Thank you for giving me the opportunity and asking me to speak tonight about ownership, which directly applies to where I am in my business. And belief, to get belief in your team. So quick, story and background about me. Right now, currently, I am a 4-star diamond coach. I'm in 5-star diamond qualification due to rank advance on December 4th. So I just got to hold it. If all goes well, I should also hopefully hit elite coach for 2014. I've hit Success Club, which, guys, this is a big one when it comes to ownership. I'm going to tell you right now, everybody that's on this call, Success Club is non-negotiable for me in this business. This is my 37th month in a row of hitting Success Club. It is a non-negotiable item in order to be successful in the business, is hitting Success Club. So I've hit Success Club to 37 months. But this is the big story, and I want to get right before I give you a little bit of my background is 1 year ago, guys, I signed up as a coach in late 2010. 2011, I was primarily a discount coach, and that's key into something I'm going to discuss tonight because I hear so many times on national wake-up calls, so many people that came on as a discount coach, and I was one of them. I did that for about a year. The key was after 2 years, guys, 2 years, my team, I was a diamond coach for almost 2 years, and a year and about a couple months ago, it was around August of 2013, right after Summit 2013, I was still a diamond coach. Matter of fact, a year ago, I was a diamond coach. And after going to Summit in 2013, something clicked, and I'm going to talk to you guys about that. And before I tell you how I want to tell you how I got involved in Beachbody. But back then in August 2013, I had 54 coaches on my team, and a lot of things shifted for me in the past year and a half because fast forward to today, we have blown through 550 coaches. So it took me 3 years to get to 54. In 1 year, my team is now over 550 coaches, and I went from diamond to 5-star diamond qualification. So I want to share with you guys what I'm doing. I want to share with you like my aha moments and take it from there. So my quick story, guys, is I was the gym goer, okay? I was a guy that used to go to the gym 3, 4, 5 days a week. I was an avid runner. I ran New York City Marathon twice. Running is still kind of my forte in the summer, and when it's nice out for me to go out for a run, I still enjoy it. It's still part of me. But what had to change is that the craziness of life, the craziness of kids, the craziness of working full time, and I was not getting the results that I wanted. And to be honest, it wasn't until after having kids and looking at some of the pictures that I realized I needed something more. And I was very stubborn. My coworker of mine, he had the Air Ripper X CD on my desk, and it collected dust for like 6 months. It collected dust for 6 months. And finally, we got sent to Houston, Texas to look for a witness for actually a homicide investigation. I don't want to give you too much. But we finished early, and I said, let's go to the Houston Astros game. And he said, I'll go to the Astros game if you do Air Ripper X with me, right in the hotel room. And I did it in 2010. I got hooked. And since then, I didn't give my gym membership up for like a year. But that was my game changer. And now Beachbody has changed my life. That same guy that got me on was a coach in the top of my leg who has quit since then. So that's how I got involved in Beachbody. So here we are today, guys. So summer 2013, that's what I want to talk to you guys about. first and foremost, you guys are aware, my sponsor quit, okay? I never, ever, ever had a coach in my upline put a coach in my downline, okay? Never. I also was in my inside leg of my sponsor. So as my sponsor and coach now, Jay Floyd has told me, the great Jay Floyd has told me that literally, I'm sorry, you're out on the islands and you're kind of left out there. So for like 2 years as being a diamond, I was, just waiting for something to happen. And this is the difference, guys, is that after going to Summit 2013, I realized that something needed to change, okay? Something drastically needed to change. And it was about taking ownership. And I'm going to tell each and every one of you right now that are on here that you need to take ownership of your business if you need to be successful. You have to stop looking to the left, looking to the right, looking out the window, looking for that one coach to blow up, or look for that one person to start wanting to get in your challenge group, or wait for your upline to start placing coaches under you, or why isn't this coach answering, or why isn't this challenger answering? Guys, the answer to your success is in the mirror that you look at every single day. The answer to your success is not to your left, not to your right. It's what you see in the mirror every single day. And until you own this business, you are going to struggle day in and day out, because they do not pay people to be average. Okay? You do not get paid to be average. You pay people that are great, and your income will be directly reflected by the amount of people that you're going to help in this business. And for me, when I went to Summit in 2013, I finally realized that something needed to change. And I was sitting with my success partner, and we shared a room, and it was Brian Tass, who's a diamond coach on here. And I said, you know what? I really feel a connection with Tommy Migrant, and I need to message Tommy. And I'll be honest, it was hard. I was a diamond. Tommy was a multi-million dollar, is a millionaire in the company right now. And I sent him a message, and I asked him if I can get some time to speak to him, right? And he said after Summit, he absolutely would speak to me. And I am forever grateful that Tommy spoke to me, because I got on the phone, and what I'm going to tell you, he told me. He basically said, David, it's time to get out of the bird's nest. Because at that point, I was a diamond with 24 months in a row in Success Club, but nothing was changing, okay? My downline wasn't growing. My coaches weren't really growing the business. Nothing was changing. And he said, you need to own your business. Okay, so for me at that point, I had to stop expecting my coaches to go to the upline calls. And you guys are my Elite Stronghold is my upline team. I had to stop saying, get on the upline team calls, or tell my coaches, you need to run your challenge groups. And tell my coaches, you need to hit Success Club and figure it out for yourself. Okay, because it wasn't working. I needed to own my business. So I challenge all of you guys that are on here to really think about that. Are you waiting for that one coach to do something? Are you waiting for that challenger to come there? Are you making excuses, which I call well-planned lies, so that you're making excuses of why you're not successful? Because guys, let me tell you something. We all are selling the same challenge packs. We all have the same Shakeology. We all have the same opportunity in front of us. But why is it that some are greatly successful and others aren't? Okay? And the thing is, there's something obviously that's going inside of you that's preventing you from really pushing yourself every single time, right? And what that really comes down to is you need to have a why, right? And all I ask of you is you guys how to have a why, because if you have a why, you really won't just show up every single day in body, but you really show up and you give it 120%. Right? Without struggle, there is no progress. I always tell my team that. So your pain of failure, you got to have a stronger desire to succeed. You have to have a why and take ownership of your business and realize it's not what's going on to my left or right. It's what's in the mirror. And if you aren't doing it, you can't expect your coaches to do it. I tell my team all the time, the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. The speed of the leader, write that down, is the speed of the pack. So if you're not hitting Success Club, or you're not teaching your coaches how to hit Success Club, but you're not helping your coaches succeed, okay, then you can't expect them to do the same thing. If you're not reading personal development, if you're not committing to the weekly calls, if you're not doing more than them, then they're not going to do as much as you, because they are watching you as much as you think they aren't. They are watching every little thing you do. So for me, I realized a year and a half ago, I said, that's it. I messaged Robert at the time. I messaged Jay, and I said, guys, I love you, but I need to take ownership of my business. I need to have my own team page. I need to have my own team calls. I need to start organizing. Now, guys, I'm not saying if you're a new emerald or a new coach that you should be doing this at this point. But what I'm saying is I started where you were, and I struggled and I failed, and my sponsor quit, and I went through a lot of things because I made a lot of excuses in my own head of waiting for the opportunity to come to me, instead of me going after the opportunity. Remember, you got to give up to go up. I just spoke about this on my YouTube channel. You got to be willing to give up what you have in your hand for God to give you what he has for you in his hand. I'm going to say that again. You need to be willing to give up what you have in your hand so that God can give you what he has for you in his hand. You need to sacrifice and get out of your comfort zone so that you can succeed. So for me at that point, I said, I need to own the business. And this is what I did. And this is how I feel my team has grown. And this is how I feel the success is that's working for me. Okay? Guys, my business is solely built on challenge groups. That's it. 72% of diamonds in this company, right, were customers first with great results. 72%, they say 72% of diamonds were customers first. So for me, I always want to give back. I want to build the relationships first. I am not a cold call person. I don't just send out random invites, guys. I don't do it. For me, I don't like to be icky. I'll be very honest. I want to help people. I want to build relationships. I want to go forward. So starting with that, a year ago, I realized, and I want you guys to write this down, the last thing about ownership. So I really, guys, want you to understand that, and then to get into the tips that I did, all right? You do not get out of life what you want. You get out of life who you are. I'm going to say that again. You do not get out of life what you want. You get out of life who you are. We all want to be hitting Success Club. We all want to be Star Diamonds. We all want to be making six figures. But guys, I'm going to tell you, that's what we say with our mouth, but you do not get out of life what you want. You get out of life who you are. So are you living the life every single day to be a successful coach? Are you committing to the 3 vital behaviors every single day? And a lot of these things, yes, I'm being very straightforward and honest, but guys, I get fired up about it, and I realize it was me. It was my responsibility to build a team and to help people learn about taking ownership. So for me, my thing started with, right away, number one was no coach left behind. No coach left behind. And what I meant by that is one of the things I was doing wrong is I was sending my coaches out to run their own challenge groups. And I would say, go ahead, run your own challenge group. And I would get messages. You know, David, they're not posting, or David, they're not engaging, or David, this person doesn't want to be in the group anymore, or David, this person doesn't want to drink Shakeology. So I finally said, that's it. And the first thing I did is when I left Summit after speaking to Tommy, I said, it was around the time T25 came out, and I said, guys, I want to run a group as a team. And it was about 3 coaches, and there was 17 people in that group. That was it. That was probably August 2013. So we're talking 15 months ago. I finally said, no coach left behind. Let's get whoever wants in, who's out. Let's do it. Let's run the group for T25. It was very hot back then. It's still a great program now. Who wants to go in and do excuse me, guys, I'm just fixing the video so you can see me. Who wants to go in and run the challenge group as a team? So I had 17 people in the group. And the goal there was, I'm not going to make my coaches run their challenge groups on their own. And I still today do not make my coaches on my team run challenge groups alone. To give you guys an example, Team Perseverance is my team. Team Perseverance is our team. We started our challenge group today for November. We run them the 3rd Monday of every month. We have approximately across with our coaches about 175 new people is what I counted today, starting a challenge group today. We have about 20 groups running. It started with one group, and this is how it changed, guys. So back in August, we ran one group. I run my groups for 30 days. Why do I run them for 30 days? Very simple. I find that after about the 5th or 6th or 7th week that people tend to disappear. I've tried 90-day groups. I've tried 60-day groups. I've tried groups where I don't require Shakeology. I require Shakeology right now for every single group. If you want to be in the group, you got to be on Shakeology. And why, guys? Because fitness and nutrition comes hand in hand, right? And people struggle most with their nutrition. right? So I know that when I used to run groups without people on Shakeology, and then I started requiring it, people with Shakeology, the results were exponential in difference. People had such greater results when they were on Shakeology. And it's our job to create the value of what they're getting for Shakeology. I know, yes, oh my God, it's $120-something a month. But no, guys, it's $4 a day. That's what I tell everybody. It's $4 a day. You cannot go out and get 2 pieces of pizza and a Coke that's garbage for your body for $4. And I tell people, you are going to fill yourself with the healthiest, most dense dose of nutrition every single day. And I basically tell them it's required to be in our group. And there's a main reason for that. Number one is I want them to be set up for success. And I know, to be honest, as a coach, if I do not have them on Shakeology, there's a chance of them getting the success that they want is much slimmer. Number two, guys, this is a business. If you treat it like a business, it's going to reward you like a business. If you treat it like a hobby, it's going to reward you like a hobby, right? And at the end of the day, all the things, when you hit Success Club to hit Success Club and get free leads, you got to be on Home Direct. It's the only residual product we have is Shakeology. So how do you expect your challengers or your coaches or your potential coaches in your challenge groups to be potential successful coaches if they're not drinking Shakeology, and they can't? So it simply comes down to, I want to set them up for success, and I'm treating it like a business. Because I don't know any coaches that are blowing this business up that aren't drinking Shakeology and not requiring the people to be on it. So that was first. So now, after 30 days goes by, what I do on our team is we invite, after 30 days, the people that were in our group to come on our team and join us as coaches. And we also, or we give them the option, if they don't want to come on as a coach, to go to like a general fitness support page. And now this is going to get into the belief system, guys, and what I feel has been the game changer for us is that it started with 17 people. We invited people to come on coaches. Now, guys, think about this. A lot of people after 30 days haven't hit their fitness journey, their fitness results yet, but love the challenge group and don't want to let it go, right? And many times they're saying, I'm not ready to be a coach, right? I'm not ready to be a coach. I'm not where you are, and I would let them know, you know what? For us, two things. Number one is some of the most successful coaches in this company are not people with six-pack abs, guys. I compare it to, I remember when my wife, Kristen, who's a Star Diamond coach, when she was pregnant, she was able to talk to other pregnant mothers about Shakeology. I could not. There's other people out there that may still need to lose 100 pounds that are unbelievable coaches because they can relate to that other person that also has to lose 100 pounds. I could not. So when people give me sometimes an objection of they cannot be a successful coach, I mention that to them from that standpoint. But then there comes the other flip side that some people want to come on just for the discount, and they don't want it for us to stay in our groups another month. If you are a coach, you get to stay in our challenge groups every month. We run one every 30 days, the third Monday of every month. And a lot of times people say, you know what, I don't want to be a coach, but I want to be in the challenge group, and I want to get the discount. And we let them in the challenge group, guys, and this is what happens. And the main reason we do this is for two reasons. Number one is that I myself was a discount coach for a while, and I hear it all the time how many coaches come off the discount part first. It's like their incubation period. I heard Scotty Hobbs say, okay? But this is where the belief kicks in. This is very important, and this is huge, is that we plug them into our team page. And now they're in their second challenge group. And in our team page, they start seeing recognition going on. Our cover photo in our team page is everybody that's hitting Success Club for the month. And we have rank advancement, and people are asking questions. And this coach that was just in our challenge group that didn't think that they could ever be a coach and just wanted the discount, they're watching. They're the window watchers. And they're watching what's going on in the coach's page. And what happens is they start seeing, wow, that person, Michelle or Maria, that was just in my challenge group, they're a coach. Oh my God, they got a challenger. And it's nothing that we're saying. It's just what we're doing in the page. My coach's page is full of energy, and the new coaches are watching what's going on. And what's happening internally is their own fitness is starting to change and get better because they're in their second challenge group. And now mentally, they start seeing what's going on in the coach page. they start seeing inside, they're thinking, maybe I do have somebody that may want to get on board. And then this is what we do as coaches in Team Perseverance, okay? We then ask these new coaches, and I do it to all my new coaches, when we're inviting for the next challenge group, which is in the middle of their second group. So the middle of their second group's going on, they're starting to lose more weight. I ask them, hey, do you think you may have, one or two people that may want to go in our challenge group for next month? Do you think if maybe I gave you a Facebook post that maybe you'd want to put it up? Most times than not, they say, yeah, I'll give it a try, okay? And then what I do is I literally will copy and paste them a message with a motivational photo and say, hey, let's put this up Sunday morning. And I'll sit by the computer and the post goes up and people are clicking like and people maybe are commenting. Oh my God, David, what do I do? And then I go through the 5-step invitation process, but I do it for them. I will say to them, all right, send this to this person. And then I say, send them I will type out what step 2 is. Thanks, Joe, for commenting on my post. Before I send you the next step, tell me what interests you about the group. The more I know about you, the better I can point you in a better direction. And I will send that to my coach and say, send that to that person. And when you get a response, let me know. And then they send a response back. And then I type the answer for them and I send them to step 3, then step 4, then step 5. And then what happens, guys, is I ultimately take them to the sale, and then that coach maybe makes $100 or $70 in the challenge pack, and I say, hey, what was so hard about that? I don't overwhelm them with the Coach Online office. My team, I do not recommend for us, everybody's different, that you go through Coach Basics the first 30 days as a coach, right? Because the best coaches are customers first. For me, I could not be in network marketing if I was selling jewelry and soap. I get fired up about this business because we are changing people's lives. And I want to change the person's life first, because once they buy into what Beachbody has, they will never go away. So their first month in a challenge group as a coach is about them. And it's about us spoon feeding them the first couple of weeks to help them generate some belief internally and physically while they get more results. And then we help them make a little bit of money, because then what happens, the belief kicks in with them. Because now they got a little taste of what's going on, and now they made a little bit of money. And now their success journey physically is going on a little further. What did I used to do in the past, guys? I used to shove down their throat, getting this training, getting that training, get on the national wake-up call, get on the team call, and the next thing you know, you would lose them and they were gone. But what if, just what if that you took your time and you waited an extra month with somebody and you only gave them a little bit of information? What if you fed it to them at their speed and you let them grow at the pace they want to grow? Is it worth it to have somebody that you slowly teach how to grow, that in 3 to 6 months is an explosive coach that you still have? Or is it worth taking the excitement of a new coach and hitting them over the head with every type of training that's going on, and next thing you know, they get paralysis of analysis, is what I call it, and they stop, okay? And for us, I can tell you today, we have a lot of coaches on Team Perseverance, a lot of us that were resistant at first of coming on as a coach, that were resistant at first of saying, I don't think I can do this, but now we're blowing up the business. Why? Because we believed in them. We helped them continue to get their fitness goals for the first 30 days as a coach. We didn't overwhelm them. We then put them in training after they've been a coach for a month or so when they're ready. And then from there, when they're ready to go, the growth is explosive. So guys, we run the group 30 days, then we do it again 30 days. And now that first group is 17 people. The next month may have been 25. Okay? And then the next month, it may go up and it may be 50. And fast forward to today, what we still do now is the diamonds on the team create groups in their downline, and we designate captains in the groups. But everything is where no coach is left behind, because I don't want a coach being left by themselves, kind of how I felt I was trying to figure it out by myself, falling on my face, screwing up, making errors, and it was about ownership. It went back to, if this team's going to succeed, it's on me. If I'm going to get a Coach Basics going, it's on me. If I'm going to have team calls, it's on me. If my coach quits in the first couple months or struggles, it's my fault. It's not their fault, it's my fault. And guys, how did that really helped me, the one big thing is that personal development. Personal development for me, and I can tell you right now, I know there's probably a lot of you on this call right now that don't do personal development, and I've showed my team this, guys. This is, and I want to try lift it up with that. This is the stack of mine. I'm going to lift it up. My books that I have read in the last like 8 months is right here. I used to not commit to personal development, and now I'm like a 2-book-a-month guy, still trying to read. Because the one thing I read from John Maxwell, guys, is you do not know what you do not know, and write that down. You do not know what you do not know. And what I mean by that is you don't know what you're missing and what's out there and how to be a better leader if you're not willing to read. You do not know because you do not know what's out there about how to become a person of influence, or the 17 Indisputable Laws of Teamwork, or EntreLeadership by Dave Ramsey. These are all books that I read. And at first, until you are willing to commit to personal development, you will be stuck. It's the law of the lid, right? Your people are only going to grow as much as you grow. So if you're a person that has a time where you have negative things going on, or your attitude's bad, or you're struggling, that's what your mindset's going to be, and that's what's going to directly reflect on your people. You need to be growing for your people to grow. And for me, personal development played into that and helping me create belief in everybody in my team. So the belief process for, excuse me, just so I don't all fall here. The belief process is spoon feeding the coaches, taking ownership, and helping your coaches get there and doing it for them. And I have something I want you guys to write down, and it goes like this. I do it, you watch. You do it, I watch. You do it. I'm going to say it again. I do it, you watch. You do it, I watch, and you do it. And that's something I heard from Craig Holliday. And what I mean by that is in the beginning, I do it, you watch. I am doing the business for my coach. They're just watching me. I am giving them the Facebook posts and telling them what to message people and what to do, and they're watching me. I am giving them the websites for their coach, and they don't need to find it, and they're watching me. I am showing them how to set up direct deposit, and they're watching me. I am doing it for them, and they are watching. And that usually goes for about the first 30 to 45, 60 days. Then the second part is you do it, I watch. And you do it, I watch is they start doing it, and I'm there helping them. Questions, answers, whatever I can help them along the way, because we are there, and I tell them, I am there to be your mentor and give you the tools to be successful in this business. You don't want another boss, right? Nobody came on this business to have another boss, so I'm not here to be another boss for you. So you do it, I watch is the second thing. And the last thing is you do it. Because eventually you want to empower your people. You want to empower your team and your coaches to be successful, right? So many times people say, I'm brand new, where do I get started? It starts with, getting your challenge group up, right? And having a system in place so that you can hopefully turn these people to become coaches. Because guys, at the end of the day, you're not going to make $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 a week through retail sales. Nobody wants to spend, you'd have to make $1,000 a week, you'd have to sell $4,000 in product. That's crazy. Don't work harder, work smarter, all right? For me, after 30 days, that's it. Our groups are closed and we move on. And we've created systems and we've compounded each time. And I want to let you guys know that if you believe in yourself, I believe in everybody that's on this call, if you truly trust and believe in what you have in front of you, okay, and that you are important and that you are an amazing person, you can be successful in this business. Yes, there's blood, sweat, and tears. Yes, life is going to hit you in the face and knock you down. Yes, circumstances are going to take over your life, but you want to live a life by design, not by default. Do not let the circumstances around you dictate where you're going to go. Design your future, okay? You are in control and believe in yourself. And for me, it was a small team with 17 people in a group. Maybe you only get 3 people in a group. Whatever it is, I wouldn't have compounded over time to where I am today if it didn't start with a vision. It didn't start with me getting out of my comfort zone. It didn't start with me creating belief. And it didn't start with me, number one, of taking ownership. And that was the biggest thing, is taking ownership to start moving forward. And each and every one of you can be successful in this business, but it starts with believing in yourself. And do not let the critics around you tell you differently. And I get it. Your harshest critics are your friends, are your closest friends and family. Guys, just you keep sticking what you're doing. You give back to people and don't expect anything back. It will come back to you. Okay? We are on this journey together. We all started with 0 Success Club points, 0 coaches. The only difference for success in this business is you. You are that variable. Okay? You are that variable. You do not get out of life what you want. You get out of life who you are. All right? So, guys, I want to open up because I know behind this, Melissa has a call for an opportunity webinar, but I want to open it up for questions about anything that I'm doing, anything I can help you guys with. So why don't you unmute yourself, or maybe you guys can put it, type a chat or unmute yourself, because there's a lot of you on here and we'll do it that way. So unmute yourself if you have a question. Nobody? Whoop.
Hey, David.
Yes.
Are you doing this full time?
I am not.
Okay.
I am not full time. I am 16 years in with the state police in New York, and I have 4 years to retirement. And I will tell you what I thought I would have done for like 30 something years in the state police. I am looking to leave at the 20-year mark in 4 years. Not because I love my job, but this business has turned to something that I couldn't imagine. Now my wife is working it as well, and she's a 1-star diamond and heading probably to 2-star soon. And it's just amazing things have happened for us in the past really year and a half. So unless everything fails, which I don't see it, I hopefully in 4 years, less than 4 years actually, I passed that point, I will be doing this full time as well as my wife. I'm hoping to bring her home in actually 2 years from teaching.
Hey, David, I have a question. You said after the first 30 days of your challenge group, then you reach out to the people in your group to invite them to be coaches with you. Mm-hmm. Do you do that on an individual basis in a private message? Do you put that out in the group? Like what's your system as far as that's concerned?
We have an exit video. It's actually my wife, Kristen, and I. And we explain to people their options, what they can do. You know, one option going to our general group. The other option, they can come on as coaches. They can get 25% off. They can work the business if they want, but we don't require it. And you know what? I can never say, somebody that says, you know what, we're not about sponsoring discount coaches, I agree with them 100%. But what has worked for me is those discount coaches so many times are diamonds in the rough. It's like an onion. You got to peel the layers back because not everybody is that type A personality. Like for me, I just said, that's it, I'm doing it. Many people, there's leaders within themselves, like I learned from John Maxwell, but it's our job to peel back the onion and build them and empower them to be a leader. So for me, bringing somebody in that only wants a discount, and we have a ton of those now that have become so successful, we get them in. It's our job as coaches not only to help them physically, but mentally create the vision that they can do it by spoon feeding them and turn them in to be successful people. Because I truly believe everybody needs what we have. Everybody needs what we have. So for us, we have an exit video, and then we have a follow-up message that we'll send to our individual challengers. What was your name?
Okay.
What was your name?
Christy Bruce.
Hey, Christy, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Who's next? Anybody?
I have one more question. How, when you started this new process of 30 days, how was the transition with your existing coach? What was that like, and how did you get them on board?
John, it is, right?
Yeah.
John, I had one coach and like my wife who were on board. That was it. I said, I literally, even though I had 54 coaches in my downline, I basically said, that's it. Are you in or you're out? And I started with like, I had nobody. It was a clean slate, you know, and it wasn't, when I went to, that was my second summit, and it really hit me that I was stuck at Diamond for so long and what was wrong. And I spent a lot of time pointing fingers, and I finally just said, that's it. And I messaged my team through the back office, through Facebook, said, you're in, you're out. I'm doing a T25 challenge group. We're running it as a team. Who's in, who's out? And I got like 2 coaches, and we all got a couple challenges each, and it started. I'll never forget 17 people. That was it. And today, like I said, 20 groups of over 175 new people plus the coaches. And it was just starting with one group. That's it. Anybody else?
I have a question.
Go
This
ahead.
is James down in Texas.
Hey, James.
What is your response to people who say that the challenge packs are more costly than they're willing to spend or want to spend, but they're still interested in joining the challenge groups?
I don't take that's a horrible, for me, when I get that objection, this is for me. It's our job to create the value. So for me, I said, number one, you're getting the program and you're getting Shakeology for about almost 50% off, or vice versa. You're getting Shakeology for 50% off. You're getting Super Saver shipping at $2. You're getting a full nutrition guide for free. You're getting a free meal planner for free. And you're getting me as your coach for free. And you're going to get to be part of a challenge group with fitness, motivation, accountability, and support daily for free. And you're getting a program that you made that you can do multiple times. For me, I've done P90X, 12 rounds of it. I said, this isn't something you get T25, you can do it over and over and over again. There are gyms that you're going to pay that membership for a challenge pack in 2 months with no motivation, no accountability, no support, no idea how to eat the meal plan, and no Shakeology. So I really, my thing to you is, it's your job as a coach to create the value of what they're getting. Because when people give a price objection, I say it's my fault for not creating the value of what I'm trying to have them in fact get. And that's why step 2, and I'll say this to everybody on here, guys, step 2, getting somebody's why, I can't stress enough, is so important. Because if you rush over that, you can't go back and say, hey, you said that, you're out of breath, you're on high blood pressure medications, you can barely play with your kids because you're struggling. You can't go back with them with that and saying you're going to let $108 stop you from me helping change your life. So many people, it gets icky because you don't want to get in that, you're getting in their why. But I think it's so important. And also it should not be, you get their why and you go to step 3. For me, I may spend time going back and forth. I may spend time forming them, as many of us know, family, occupation, recreation, message. I build a relationship because, guys, people buy into the leader before they buy into the product. But people buy in the leader first before they buy in the vision. So for me, I want to build that bond and relationship. So by the time I get to checking out, they know everything and I don't have a price objection. If I get it, then it was my failure and then I have to create the value again.
Thank you very much.
Okay. No problem. You're welcome. Anybody else? By downline.
Yeah. What kind of challenges do you hold?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
What kind of challenges do you hold for 30 days?
We do multi-program. So if you're doing a Beachbody program and you're on Shakeology, you're good to go. We have run, like when Pio got released, when T25 was out, obviously, because I shared that with you guys. I'm telling you, Max 30 coming up. We will do probably just a Max 30 group. We did just a Pio group. But normally, I can say 99.9% of the time, you choose the program that you want and you drink your Shakeology. So it's up to them. Anybody else? I'm just looking here at questions, guys. By downlining your team, are you speaking of personally sponsored coaches or everyone below? Lisa, can you elaborate on that or unmute yourself? Lisa Carbonara?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. It was so loud here before I thought I would chat. But anyways, when you speak of like 17 people on your team or whatever, are you speaking of just the personally sponsored coaches that you'll run the group with, or anybody who wants, any other coach who wants to run this challenge group with you? Like, just anybody who's below you.
So what we do now is a doc. I put a doc up every month. Excuse me. I put a doc up every month and tell everybody, whoever has challenges, to put their name down with the amount of challenges and who their sponsor is in parentheses. And then the diamonds on my team, we then spend time dividing the groups up. Everybody is responsible for their downline. And we divide the groups up to say about 15, 20 people in each group. So ideally, it starts on my team page. All the coaches put their name who want to be involved and have challenges down on this document. And then basically the leaders of the team organize it and put it together, if that makes sense.
It does. Thank you.
Now, don't think you have to get it. When I had 17 people, Lisa, it was me and 2 coaches, and it was our challengers. So we had like 14 challengers. And then it was much easier to deal with because I would just handle it. But as you grow, you adapt. So maybe in the beginning, if you're a newer coach or an Emerald, then you're just controlling and running it with your 2 or 3 coaches each month. You get a lot more support and motivation when you have power in numbers.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Any questions? If you can give me, Liz said it, I got a question. If you give us an example what your daily routine is like and how you manage the business with family, full-time job, and everything else and still be successful. Guys, very, very simple. We all get 24 hours in a day, no more, no less, but it's how we manage our 24. And I really have to manage my time very well. There's always room for improvement. But for me, my workouts, my alarm goes off at 4:40 every morning. My workouts are just after 5 o'clock. I work out with Kristen every morning before the kids get up. Yes, it's early, but that's the only time that works for me, okay? I work all day. When I get home, my phone, like tonight, it got plugged in and left next to my bed, and I was downstairs eating dinner with the family, doing homework, no Beachbody time at that point. No Beachbody time. Then after my kids get to bed, usually by 8 o'clock, then what I do at 8 o'clock is I am working the business every night from 8 o'clock for, at least 2.5 hours every single night. I'll be honest, guys, I want this to be very successful. I have a big why to bring my wife home, for me to retire, to live an amazing life, to be financially free. So I don't really watch TV. I don't watch TV shows. I'm not involved in anything. The last movie I saw was Lone Survivor, and before that, I had no idea what I saw before that. I don't spend time sitting there. If I am, in front of a TV on a sport game, which still is even rare at times, I'm usually on my laptop doing work. So I am working my butt off every single night. I would say almost 6 or 7 days a week. But I have to be organized with my time, because if you're not, forget it, but you got to be efficient. And, another thing I talk about my team is a power hour, like where you don't want to just be doing busy work. You want to be productive. Busy work is playing Candy Crush or scrolling the newsfeed on Facebook, and 45 minutes went by and you did nothing to accomplish to help yourself succeed. So for me, Liz, it's just really being disciplined and knowing my business time is a priority, but my family's number one priority. And I do it at night, every night, and I obviously do a little bit in the morning with my smartphone. And if it avails at work and it's quiet, and I can check in and I have my smartphone, I'll do that. But my really strong time is in the evening. Hope that answered that. Any other questions? Guys, fire away about anything. Any other questions? No, wow. You guys are all that good. I know what's going to happen. I tell my team all the time, I'm going to hang up, and you guys are going to send me private messages with questions.
Hey, David.
David?
Yeah, go ahead. There's 2 people. Who is, I heard a gentleman and a girl and a lady. Who's the the lady first? Let's do ladies first.
Patricia Clark.
Hey, Patricia.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. Go ahead.
My problem is, I'm not trying to stereotype my people. I'm a black woman, and it seems like it's so hard to get my black people to commit to anything. I am so fed up with that.
Are you on social media though? Are you networking outside of, I
do better networking out. I mean, when I social media, it's like pulling teeth. And so the coaches that I have gotten are from the outside.
My recommendation to you, Patricia, because based on what you said, is what are you reading for personal development right now?
Right now, I'm Grow Pro. I'm in a group. I'm in a training group right now.
In AD1?
Yep, that's right.
My recommendation is obviously still do that, but to start reading other personal development. And I love John Maxwell, because the key is as much as you're perceiving and what you're saying because of the people you're surrounded by, there are people out there that need your help. that you need to find, and it's you increasing your confidence, your leadership ability, and how you talk to people, and that's only going to come from personal development. So my recommendation is, I know as much as you want to say that's what you're surrounded by, but there are more than enough people out there that need your help, and no matter what environment you're in, you know, you have to look at it as an opportunity, because there's people out there, no matter where you are, that need your help. So my recommendation, to be honest, is read more personal development. And Go Pro is a phenomenal book for network marketing growing. That is not a book that is helping me grow, like here, the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, you know, or Winning with People is another one I have. Like, you really need to be focusing on building and massaging your mind, because it's a muscle like every other part of your body. So my recommendation is pick something up. John Maxwell, I love anything. I mean, you're going to see.
I do have some John Maxwell. I have 2 books on John Maxwell.
Good, then read them. That's my recommendation.
Okay.
I kid you not, it's personal development. People, no matter where you are, there's people out there that need your help. All right, Patricia?
Thank you very much, David.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Who's the gentleman?
Hey, David, Shannon, it must have been my deep voice.
Hey, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. Okay, so I'm always thinking 2 steps ahead. You know, certainly still a new coach. Very excited, very successful in getting challengers, have my first coach. I want to sincerely make sure that I'm supportive of the coach in which I have now. She has a tremendous amount of energy, and I want to make sure I'm focused in doing so, but still focusing on her as a challenger, because that's very important to her. But you also mentioned about us going on as team champions and of course running groups. What should I be thinking about next? I want to make sure that I'm well prepared. You know that I'm very busy. I travel, have a family just like you do. I need to be a step ahead. So being supportive of my coach, being supportive of my challengers, I'm doing that. What should I be thinking of next? Do I need to start making, in regards to the business and it growing, do I need to make my own videos? I know that you have so much available to us, but I want to make sure that I'm prepared, because I have no time to get behind.
No, I get you. Shannon, my thing is you're overcomplicating in your head. Focus on getting no, you are. Focus on getting challenges every month. Use the systems that have been created within our team and help them become coaches. And then you want to help them plug into our 30-day Coach Basics training. Okay. You know?
That's fine. That's all I need to hear.
Repeat.
That's perfect.
Repeat every month. Repeat. That's it.
That's perfect.
Do not, Shannon, I'm going to tell you one thing. And I want to tell, if anybody on my team is here, do not, you are you, do not compare yourself to me. You know, for you to say, oh my God, I got to have a YouTube channel and have all these things and do everything Dave did. No. Right now, you focus on getting your challenges, get in shape. And as you grow and your team grows, you'll start adding more things, you know? So right now, your only focus should be new challengers, helping them turn over to hopefully become coaches, and then ultimately plugging them into getting the coach training that we have as a team.
Well, and wholeheartedly and honestly, that's what's most important to me, is being, you know, creating that sense of team, creating that sense of confidence in our challengers and in our coaches, that we're really honestly all just in it together. Right. I mean, I need every single challenger just as much as they need me. I look forward to that first post every morning just to get out of bed, pretty much. And it works. And it works. I see smiling. I just don't. I don't want to overcomplicate it. That's all I needed to hear.
No,
Thanks.
You're good. Anybody else? Guys, go ahead. Ask me anything. There's a bunch of people still on here. Anybody? By anything, guys? No? People falling asleep?
All right, I've got a question.
Go ahead, Joel.
How do you deal with people that you have been able to sell a product to, but don't want to be a part of accountability group?
Me personally, I will work with them one-on-one. and I can't dedicate the time that I have to with it. I tell people that I will work with you one-on-one. I will check in with you. But if you want to connect with me daily and get the accountability and support, we do that through our challenge groups. And you know what? It's just too much with the free. I have almost 1,000 customers that have been assigned to me through Beachbody. There's no way anybody can manage being in touch with these people one-on-one. And I try and just tell people, that just bought a program from me, I will connect with them. I will remember to invite them each month to our challenge group, so I continue to follow up because the fortune's in the follow-up, Joel, and I keep inviting them. And a lot of times some of them do come around, maybe 3 months, 6 months, a year from now may come around and finally get in your challenge group, but they're not getting the daily plug-in accountability and motivation connectivity because you just can't do it. You only can spread yourself so thin. And for me, I focus and treat it like a business on my challenge groups, and they get 100%. So don't beat yourself up over the head if somebody doesn't want to commit to the group. Plug in with them, follow up with them, continue to invite them in your group. But for me, it's all through the challenge groups.
Do you do any other kind of challenge groups on any other social media besides Facebook, or is everything just on Facebook?
I have built almost my whole business mostly through Facebook. I've done Shailene Johnson's Instagram training. For me, it was a fight for me to really get comfortable with it. So I do Facebook. I'm adding new friends every day. I'm trying to grow my network every day. I have my blog now, which is not something I feel anybody needs, but I'm trying to use my blog a little bit to put success stories on. But mainly, I'll tell you right now, it's Facebook. You should focus on one. Until you master one, you shouldn't spread yourself too thin. It does nobody any good if you're on 3 or 4 platforms, but you haven't mastered one. So for me, it's Facebook. I still haven't left that, and I have no plans in the near future to be branching out, trying to do 1,000 other things. It's not in my deck of cards right now. Anybody else?
Hi, David. I have a question. This is Shannon.
Hey, there you are.
Hey. Let's see, a couple of questions. I had to answer somebody on something, so I missed part of your thing. After 30 days, I know that you do so you end that group and then you do a new 30-day group. Do you have just other big group as a dumping spot for just anyone that just wants to continue but is not in a real group?
Yeah, we have the one option is you come on with us on the team, and the other option is you go to our general fitness team perseverance group. But I tell them, people, you're not going to get the daily accountability in there. It's kind of a general group that actually I formed when I first became a coach, and there's people in there, Shannon, that aren't even Beachbody people. It's just like people that are into health and fitness. It's a very generic group, and that's why I have everybody go to plug in if they don't end up coming on through us with the challenge groups as a coach.
So if they're a customer that wants to do the next group, they don't get into the next real group unless they become a coach. Is that right? And otherwise they go to the big general group. Okay. Yes. And then one more question. Wait, what was it? As far as your customer base, do you email your entire customer base then each month and let them know about the new challenge group, or
like a one-touch email? I have not. I use I do have automatic CEO. I have sent one-touch emails out. My biggest success is connecting with people on my Facebook. I use Evernote and just constantly engaging with them. And then when the time comes, sending an invite. And I'm not a person that 2 a day. No, I am forming and building people for every day. And then when the time's right, we're getting our challenge groups, then I'm inviting like in mass. But I really don't send I really haven't. It's something to think of. You maybe just gave me an idea. I did that before. I never had luck with it, to be honest.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, David.
Yes.
Edgar DeBoo. For your challenge groups, what is the maximum length that you normally use it? Is it only 30 days or do you do it for longer?
30 days. 30 days, that's it. Because like I said, I find people tend to fall off in the 6th, 7th, 8th weeks, and people are very fired up after 30 days. They're starting to get results, and my goal is to to build our team and help our team grow. And I find that it's most efficient after 30 days. They go 30
That's a
days.
good point
And
about 30 days.
I'm just going to mute
You
that after 30 days, I plug them in and I invite them, because then they can turn them into coaches. We can help them get success, continue on their journey, and build our team at the same time. Because you know what? If we run them 60 days, that means only 6 times a year you're inviting people to become coaches, and it just doesn't work. You got to treat it like a business. I can tell you, here's an example. I'm not going to say his name. I have a guy that I used to speak to that was stuck at Diamond for a very long time. He would run a challenge group, and if people didn't want to become a coach, he had a never-ending challenge group. Never-ending. He was stuck. He asked if he could speak to me. We spoke for 45 minutes. He went in that group where he was stuck, and he said, guys, this is it. I'm closing this group down. You can come on as a coach, or you can go in a general group, but this challenge group is done. And he went from Diamond to 2-star qualifying in like 48 hours. So it happened that quick because he finally realized he wasn't treating it like a business. He was just letting it be and leaving it out there. Hopefully that answered your question. Anybody else? Guys, anybody? Anything?
What is, once you close that 30-day group and you bring everybody else is definitely a coach. Is that, do they start another group and it just stays your whole coach group, or what is that other group like?
I'm kind of confused. So the second, when they come on as a coach, then if they're new coaches, they will be with me in my challenge group the second month. New coaches will stay with me. If they're a coach after a couple of months and they want to be in the challenge group, say I signed somebody up in November, I will keep them with me November, December, January. And by February, by then I'll have a good idea if they want to work the business or not. And then they may be in a group that I put them in, but they may not be with me because of the growth, and I'll be bringing more new coaches in. But in the beginning, again, spoon feeding them, I don't even require them to have to put their name on the doc that we create if you want into the group, because they're new, they don't know about it. I just make sure that, hey, you're going to be in the next month's group, you're with me, you're a coach, and I plug them into the group and add them in. You know, I don't expect them to put their names down. That's what I do with that. Does that make sense? Okay.
So Dave, going back to the general group that you referred to,
yep.
How often do you actually interface with those individuals, knowing that they're not a part of Beachbody product, but do you every now and again kind of throw something there? Maybe one person might say, oh, well, I want to become a coach, and how do you go through that process?
I'll tell you right now, it's minimal. It's minimal because I put my effort where I know that it's going to be most productive for my team and where I can be the most productive to help people, and that's in my challenge groups. So I am not in there daily. I'm not in there posting stuff. You know, people are in there posting. It's more of a general page to go into so people have something to connect to. But my focus is, you know, with my team and with my new challengers, and then with my new coaches that turn on over, that become from the last challenge group.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Guys, anything? Yep.
One more thing.
Go ahead.
So at the end of your 30-day group, do you completely like throw away that group, like take everyone out, close it, or do you start new just using the same thing since you probably already have documents and stuff?
Close it. We close it and we have them named Shannon by the month. So like this month is November Team Perseverance Challenge Group, and everybody to brand our team is using that same name. So we probably have about 20 or 25 groups running that started today, and they're all named November Team Perseverance Challenge Group, and we close it down each month.
Okay, and then so each month you name it with the month and the name of your team. Like
right.
I'm Goal Getters, so we do, you know, November Goal Getters.
Right, right. And sometimes, you know, we do come up with fun names. Like my wife is very creative. I find a lot of the girls on team are much more creative, and we change the name up for the month. Like, you know, it's Beat the Holiday Bulge is one of the names for this with the holidays coming. But 99% of the time, it's the month and our team. So we're branding our team name group, and we close it down, and then we create a new one.
I like the simplicity of that because being a Libra, sometimes I struggle with decision making and I find it holds me back. And I know that a lot of other people get overwhelmed with details and decisions.
Yep.
And like, you know the name and you know the date it's going to start and you know what you're going to do. That's half the battle.
It is. And we do.
This is such a great call. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And we do the third Monday, Shannon. I didn't tell you guys, so people have 2 weeks to hit Success Club. We want people to hit it before the group starts. So we do 2 weeks for the Success Club. We make the deadline the Wednesday before to get their name on the document. So A, the customers can get their stuff in time for Monday. And B is so we have time to organize the groups and we have times to get the groups going on the weekend. So that's why we do the third Monday of the month. So really people have time to get people to get their orders in and they hit Success Club. That's our goal. Anybody else?
Hey, David.
Yes.
It's Christy again. Along those lines, like I'm just going to ask because of the holidays right now and because of December being what it is, do you still run this, like the December one, it'll still start the third Monday of the month with the holidays, or do you treat that one differently?
Right now it is. Because I already have coaches on our team that have people that want in the next group, and I'm going to flip it. It's all how you leverage it. Guys, let's, and I'll tell the team, people, let's start before the first of the year. Why, the average person, they say gains 7 to 10 pounds in the holidays. Let's get you started. So what? Christmas, you pig out, or New Year's Eve, you pig out. Whatever. So what? You got to live your life. Let's get you going. Let's get you doing something. Let's get you accountable. We're starting now. You in, you out. So
okay. It's
all on how I really feel if you go into somebody, yeah, I know it's the holidays. I'll get back to you in January. Like, of course, then, so for us, it's just consistency every single month.
Okay. Love it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What sort of messages do you use, like in social media for invites, or do you do any at all, like small blurbs about your group or anything like that? Do you do any kind of?
No, I do. I definitely do. I can't post up about my challenge group every day. I tend to put up 1 or 2 when we get near when my next group is running. If you go to my wall, look at my wall. For me, it's like I'm a person that wants to constantly put up motivation stuff with my family. Just doing my workout. I'm never putting my website out. Buy this challenge pack for me. Never, ever. You won't see it. It's very salesy. I have people, I'm constantly putting up because what happens is, I find that people now start coming to you. People in the beginning are watching what you're doing and they're seeing if what you say you're going to do, you are actually doing. And then after time, if you're consistent every day and people are seeing you constantly get your workouts in or even a sweaty pic, whatever it is, it'd be motivating. People will come around to you. And for me, more times than not, sometimes people just will reach out. I had somebody, 2 people in the last week just message me, David, I got to get in the groups. I've been watching you and your wife. You guys look great. What are you doing? And it's just a matter of just being motivating. I will not, I'll tell everybody on here, guys, do not post about politics, negativity, anything going on in your life on your social media. As stressed out as you are, things could be going crazy. Do not put that on social media. It's not going to help your business. And I see that all the time. And people, they say they're helping people and they're motivating and they're inspiring others. And then they go on a rant about something with their school teacher, their kid's school teacher. Like, we all have crazy lives. You want to be somebody that people look up to. And I will not put anything negative on my page. I will not engage in politics, none of that. It's all in a positive light. We all have difficult lives. Keep that in your house, and people will come to you. I truly believe in that. But I do posts to answer your question, but I'm not blasting it. It's not every day. If you go back and look at my newsfeed now, you may see maybe 2 in the last couple of weeks for my challenge group.
So I have a question.
Yep.
Since you only do a couple posts on your personal page about your challenge group and invites, do you do it in other groups on Facebook?
No, because, I'll just put something up like, had a great, we're doing P90X3 now, had a great P90X3 workout, nothing better than my wife and I being done after only 30 minutes at home. Something like that, people are seeing me talk about P90X3. They're seeing me talk about, wow, it was only 30 minutes. And they're seeing that, my wife and I did it together. That's our brand. Like my brand is that I'm busy, I work, I have 3 kids, I work out in the morning. So for me, no, I'm not going to other groups. I'm living my life, what I am. I'm being a product of the product right on my Facebook page. I'm not saying buy P90X3 for me. And what happens if you do that, people may say, hey, what's this P90X3 you're doing? You know, I don't say, oh, I'm a coach. You know, I don't, and I just live the life of health and fitness and share what I'm doing. You know, you really want to be, make sure you're following the product and not be shy to share it. Take a sweaty pic after a workout. Put some words over it. I use an app called Over. Put some words over it. Put a motivational quote. Throw it up on your wall and just say how good you feel. But be consistent every single day. I noticed this, guys. My smartphone, I don't know if you guys noticed, when you post something now, it shows like what you posted a year ago, pops up sometimes. And I see posts still coming up, a Shakeology post. Like I was saying, oh, my healthiest meal, I just drank my Reese's Pieces Shakeology. So like a year later, it's still consistency. Still consistency. Anybody can be successful here. You just have to be consistent. All right. Anybody else? Anybody else, guys? Your first 14 challenges, were they new challenges or people who had been with you a while? They were all new challenges. The 3 coaches of us got everybody for T25. They were the new challengers. I'm just reading in the chat, guys. Sorry. Anybody else, guys? I'm here. I know it's been an hour and 10 minutes, and I appreciate it. And I know those of us on the East Coast, thank you. Any questions?
Another question.
Sure.
Hi. You mentioned Evernote, and as of last Thursday, I am an Evernote enthusiast and losing sleep over it as I'm getting organized. I'd love to hear if you have quickly any tips that you use as far as how you use Evernote with your business.
Here you go, Shad. I'm going to share my screen with you. Here's my Evernote. And I just started using it about a month and a half ago because an app I had on my iPad, crashed and I lost 987 contacts. It was a disaster. So I got Evernote, and this is how I have it broken up. Here are my notebooks. I have a notebook for prospects. These are all my prospects I'm dealing with right now. Every note is titled. I know I'm going quick, but I'm thinking you probably have a little idea about this. Every note is labeled by the name, and then I have the information. I date the last conversation with everybody for prospects. I have a note for business documents, new coach welcome letter, video links. Acuity scheduling is a link I use to schedule calls with my team. I have the 5-step invitation process, things about how to handle Shakeology price objection. So like under that notebook, I have business documents. I have coaches notebook, which is for my new coaches, so I can keep track of who they are. Customer, the other one is people that are in my challenge group that become customers go in the customer one. See, I only have 5 in here because I only started using this recently. Customer lead program, I put in all my customer leads that are in here. Like I have in here the date, second coach business center that I have. They were from the customer program, added them to automatic CEO. There's their phone number, and then I sent them a text message on the 10th. So like I have my customer lead program. I have one for Success Club lead program, cold leads, and my own list is like my own personal to-do list, which I started for my own personal like family and stuff. And those are my notebooks. I do use some tags sometimes. So like if I was search November challenge group, I would get the people that are coming in my November challenge group. And I'm constantly adding to it. I love that it syncs in all your devices. Did that help?
Love it. That was very helpful.
All right. Anybody else?
David, it's Maria.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, great. I'm starting my Evernote also. Hey, mine doesn't look like yours. Is yours like a paid version or is that a free version? What you just showed us on your Evernote?
That is the free version, and I downloaded it, and it's on my dock for my my iMac, but it's the same if you download it on your PC. It should look the same. It looks different for me if I go to evernote.com and log in. I actually downloaded the software, which you can download, and then when you download it, this is how it looks when I open it on my iMac.
Oh. Well, maybe I'm at evernote.com then, because
That's
mine
right. Because when I go up,
way different, and it's way too confusing for me.
when I go to evernote.com, like on a laptop, if I want to log in, if I'm somewhere, it doesn't look like this, but it's still simple. But you'll get it as you go. But this is how it looks after I downloaded it to my actual computer. So I just click on it and I'm right into it.
Okay, thanks.
Welcome. Anybody else?
Somebody asked a really good question on the messages about how do you share responsibility for the group if you're all, amongst the coaches in the group.
So what we do is, at this point now, because of the size of the team growing, if I have, say, I'm just going to make it small. If I have, 80 people that want to be in a challenge group, I'll break it up in 4 groups of 20. And then I'll take 4 coaches that are leaders on my team, probably maybe personally sponsored by me, or maybe emeralds that have been through a couple challenge groups, and I make them team captains. And all their job is they actually create the group. They send a message to the other coaches that are going to be in the group with them. And they basically, the captain that we designate, they then run the group and, with the other coaches that are in there. And then everybody is responsible for adding in their own challenges. But that captain will create the group. We'll take the group down. We'll post it out what like the theme of the week is. Like, we do sweaty picks. We do nutritional week. So they'll post the theme. So they kind of run the group, but it's run by a captain. That makes sense.
So David, do you have set structure that you follow each month? Like, you guys have specific posts and things, already like a template set up that you use for your posts?
We do themes, and we just had a call with my diamonds last week. We're trying to change it up because there's a lot of things I think that we can make better. But we were doing all of week 1 is sweaty. The weekend starts with people post an intro video of themselves, introducing themselves. Then the week 1 is sweaty pics. Everybody takes a selfie after their workout. That's week 1. Week 2 is all about motivation. We tell people, go to Pinterest, go to Google Images, post up a motivational quote or image in addition to your sweaty pic. Week 3, we usually do nutrition, where we discuss, put up one picture of one healthy meal a day with the recipe, and it can't be Shakeology, so we can get ideas of what people are eating. And then week 4, we have like a grading scale that my wife, Christy, came up with based on the letter focus. Like F is like freaking nailed it, and you give yourself an F and a grade, and you grade yourself, all day. And the S is like downright crappy, or the other word, and we just, we graded on the 4th week. So we kind of have a theme of the week, but we have coaches now on our team doing points. We have challenger of the week. We have motivational Mondays. We have, all these different things that have taken on an amazing thing in the team because people are coming up with great ideas. Because let me tell you, interaction is key. That's success. And you got to keep the groups engaged, and you got to keep them going. And the more interaction you have, the better success they're going to have. And the better success they're going to have, the more apt they're going to want to, continue on. So do we use the challenge group guides? Yes, we do use the challenge group guides in the back office as a go-by, with maybe using Hootsuite so they go up. But we really make sure that we have other fun, engaging things going on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Anybody else? All right, guys. Oh, go ahead. Nope. All right, guys. So what I'm going to do is this is recorded to let your other team members know. It will be up. I'll get it up on the Elite Stronghold page. It's going to be a YouTube link from my YouTube channel, which is TimeForChangeFitness. And guys, by the way, I have training videos up on there. YouTube.com/TimeForChangeFitness. So feel free to go on there, and I post other videos about coaching, whatever I can do to help out. So you can go there and see what other training videos I have. Feel free to go to my page. I will get up this training video for you guys. I'll probably get it up tomorrow morning. All right. So guys, have a great night. Believe in yourselves, guys. Believe. You can succeed in this business. Create the vision. Stop looking out the window. Look in the mirror each day. And remember, you're the difference between being successful and where you are now. Have a great night. Talk to you guys all soon. Bye-bye.